Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. In this video, we will be discussing the latest news surrounding the fourth stimulus check as well as your social security benefits. Personally, I believe that Speaker Pelosi, Senator Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer and President Biden, and even Kamala Harris must send out the fourth stimulus check to help out the American people. The president must also increase social security benefits to help out our seniors. He must keep his promise to the good American people like you and I. Now, if you guys support Biden sending out the fourth stimulus check, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And leave a comment down below saying yes or no if you support a fourth stimulus check.
So when a death of a spouse occurs, it's important to file with the SSA the same month rather than waiting, since survivor benefit.
On this channel, I always do my best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information, so be sure to subscribe. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona announced Wednesday that she does not support the $3.5 trillion budget bill Democrats plan to pass along party lines, and she said she doesn't agree with this price tag. On the same day, lawmakers hashed out an agreement on a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. Now, while Sinema signaled she wants to pare back the package's $3.5 trillion cost, she didn't say by how much, and that is a sign that she's willing to negotiate. The senator also indicated she would likely vote to move forward with budget resolution, which is to pass first through Congress before lawmakers can't even consider the reconciliation plan. Personally, everybody, I believe that there's just too much talk going on in Congress. Too much negotiations are going on and there's not enough action. A fourth stimulus check must be sent out this week, and if you guys agree, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. In a statement, Sinema said, "I have also made clear that while I support beginning this process, I do not support a bill that costs $3.5 trillion. And in the coming months, I will work in good faith to develop this legislation with my colleagues in the administration to strengthen the economy and help everyday families get ahead." Democrats have been working on both deals on what they have described as dual tracks, with some members of the party vowing not to support the bipartisan plan without guarantees. The $3.5 trillion reconciliation package will be passed as well. Now, while Senator Sinema's announcement adds a new obstacle to the path forward for the bipartisan and reconciliation packages, it does not necessarily doom either plan, because the senator said she will not stand in the way of the bill's progress. Folks, do the Democrats send out the fourth stimulus check without the help from Republicans? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Sinema also appears to be open to negotiations around the package as the process moves forward. Several Democrats, particularly Speaker Pelosi, have said they will not support the bipartisan package unless they can be assured the reconciliation package is passed as well. Her comments are a reflection of her caucus, of which many members have prioritized the sweeping $3.5 trillion budget plan over the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Democrats only have a 4-seat majority in the House, and Sinema and Joe Manchin, another Democrat, have expressed doubts about the size of the reconciliation package and the fact it will be passed along partisan lines. Chuck Schumer said earlier this month that Democrats' $3.5 trillion plan would go beyond traditional infrastructure and include historic expansion of Medicare, allowing coverage for the first time for hearing, dental, and vision. Folks, the $1 trillion infrastructure package, meanwhile, includes money for roads, bridges, railroads, and airports, along with water, power, and broadband. Kyrsten Sinema, who has spoken with Biden about the bipartisan package, said, "We are very excited to have a deal, and we feel good about getting enough votes to advance the legislation." And do you believe that President Biden must also increase or include a Social Security boost in the next infrastructure bill? Should he increase the Social Security benefits by $200 a month? Leave a comment down below, everybody, saying yes or no. Now, the earned income tax credit is also a big thing that people are talking about. Those direct checks were made possible by tax credits. Millions of Americans are seeing a financial boost from federal stimulus checks and monthly child tax credit payments. Those direct checks were made possible by tax credits that were created or expanded through legislation aimed at helping the U.S. economy bounce back from the crisis. And as Americans get used to additional financial help, there are calls to make the enhanced tax credits permanent. That includes the CTC, and the temporary expansion to the Earned Income Tax Credit as well. The Earned Income Tax Credit gives low to moderate income individuals and families a tax break. To qualify, taxpayers generally must show proof of earned income. They may also qualify for a bigger credit based on how many dependents they have. If you are in support of a fourth stimulus check, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
Madam President, when President Biden was campaigning last year, he made the pledge over and over again that he wouldn't raise taxes on any American making less than $400,000 a year. Frankly, I think that's a good pledge and is one he keeps making. But right now, it seems that the facts would prove that he and, frankly, our Democrat colleagues here in the Congress are pushing for this reckless tax spree, this reckless spending spree in a way that makes it impossible for him to keep that pledge. The Tax Foundation, and people can check this as they want to verify these numbers, looked at President Biden's 10-year plan, the plan he outlined in his 2022 budget. This is not a plan that the Tax Foundation or any other group came up with on their own. They found that his plan would mean a higher average tax burden nationwide, including for middle-class Americans. In some states, the average taxpayer would see increases immediately. In others, tax hikes would grow over time as the various provisions change in the way that the president's plan says they would change. No matter what the president says, the tax burden getting heavier under his plan for middle-class families in every state. In Missouri, the tax burden on the average filer would be $618 higher in 2026 than it is today. In New Hampshire, it'd be $1,072 higher than it is today. And Madam President, maybe most importantly, in Nevada, it'd be $1,293 higher than it is today for the average taxpayer. And if that doesn't convince you, there's another analysis recently. This one was from the Reliably Liberal Tax Policy Center. It predicted that 3 out of every 4 taxpayers earning $75,000 to $100,000 a year would be worse off next year under the Biden plan. By 2031, that organization estimates that 95% of the people making between $75,000 and $100,000 would suffer losses on their tax bill. The tax and spending spree envisions monster tax hikes on business, but we all know when you raise taxes on business, they have to get the money.